everyone, hope you all are doing great. A couple years back I had released a bobble stitch ABC blanket on my channel where we had made blocks of all the alphabets and joined them together to make this blanket. Recently I got a comment on one of the videos from that playlist asking if I could reshoot the border for every block and explain it in detail. So here it is. Today I'm going to show you the very simple single crochet border that I did for each of my blocks, and you can do the same for any granny square project where you make blocks and then stitch them together. This border will give your block a very clean look, and it also makes stitching them together easier because the edges are now smooth with distinct single crochet stitches. And if you're looking for the playlist of that blanket which has the pattern for each and every alphabet A to Z, you can find it on my channel. I'm gonna drop a link here on the screen as well as in the description box below. So let's get on to the task for today, shall we? Alright, to show you the border, I need to make the block first. So I'm going to start with making the A block exactly like I had done for the ABC blanket. I'm going to link the pattern video for this block on the top right of the screen and in the description box as well. And this can be any square block in your project. Let me quickly finish the block and we'll get to the border part in a moment. Alright everyone, so now that I'm done with the block of A, I'm going to start with the, now before doing the actual border, that's the border on all four sides with a different color, I'm going to first do a border on the right and the left side just to make these two sides smooth, and that's just going to be a row of single crochet. I'm going to do two such rows. Okay, let's start with that. So I'm not going to cut off my yarn here. Instead, I'm just going to turn over my work and work on this side of the block. Okay, just make sure that the right side is facing you because you want the stitches to look good on the right side. Okay, now with that, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put a single crochet in every stitch that you see. This is gonna be roughly every stitch. You don't need to be very particular about the number of stitches here, just that you need to have the same number of stitches on this side as well as this side, and you need to have that many stitches on every block that you make. Okay, if you don't have that, you won't be able to stitch in the blocks together neatly. Okay, so let's start with that. This was my last stitch on my last row. I'm just gonna turn over my work and put my hook right here and do a single crochet, and like that I have just turned, and I'm going to continue working over this side of my work. Simply put a single crochet in every stitch. Don't worry about the number of stitches now. I'm going to count the number of stitches once I'm done with this side and make the same number of stitches on the other side. Okay, and the last stitch here in the corner. Okay, now that I'm done with one row, I want to do one more row, and that is totally optional. So just chain one and turn your work and do the same thing, a single crochet in every stitch. And the corner stitch right here. Okay, now that I'm here and I'm done with my two rows, cut off this yarn, secure it with a knot, okay, and leave that as is. And when I counted these stitches, I got 23 stitches. So I'm going to make sure that I have 23 stitches on this side as well. So for this one, you start with the right side facing you. So you're going to attach your yarn in the corner stitch right here. So let's do that first. I'm just going to make a slip knot and attach my yarn at the corner stitch right here. do a single crochet to attach the yarn, and including this single crochet I need to get 23 single crochets on this side. So do the same thing that you did on the other side, put a single crochet in every stitch that you see and make sure that it adds up to 23 single crochets, including the first single crochet that you did. Okay. Once you reach the top or the end of this row, chain 1 and turn your work and do a single crochet in every stitch that you did in the previous row. Okay, once you're at the end, just cut off this yarn, put a knot to secure the stitch. Okay, and now both of your sides are smooth enough and you can go ahead and make your border on all 4 sides with a different color. Alright, now that you're done with the 2 rows of borders on either side, next step is to make the border on all 4 sides with a different color. Okay, the first step to do that is to mark your corners. If you're able to identify the corners while you're doing the border, that's the best thing. But if not, just mark the corners with a stitch marker. So for example, here is my first corner and this is my second. Third corner and the last corner stitch. Okay, so now my corners are marked. Now I know where I need to do the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Okay, now rest of the stitches of the border are just gonna be plain single crochets. Only on the corners I'm gonna do single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So my edges are sharp and it's gonna be easier when I stitch in the blocks later. So let's start with the new color and let's do a slip knot first. And start from the first corner. While you do this, make sure that the right side is facing you. That's the letter A should be facing you. So we're gonna work from this corner and move towards this corner and so on and so forth. Okay, and we're gonna put single crochets in every stitch on all 4 sides. Okay, so get your stitch marker off and put your hook through the same stitch, pull it and pull it through your knot, and that's how you attach your border color. Okay, now this being a corner, we need to do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So in the same stitch, do a single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet in the same stitch. Okay, that's my first corner, and mark the gap formed by the chain 2 space. That's going to be your corner for the next row. Okay, keep doing single crochet in every stitch that you see. Okay, that's my last stitch before I hit the corner. My next stitch is going to be a corner. Get the stitch marker out, and in the stitch I'm going to do a single crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet. That's gonna help me turn, and I'm gonna start working on this side in the similar way. But before that, I need to mark this corner. So I'm gonna take the stitch marker and mark the corner, which is the space created by the chain 2. Okay, and that's gonna be my corner for the next row. Alright, same thing again along this edge. Just keep doing a single crochet in every stitch. When you hit the third corner, the same thing again, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. And start working on the next edge. Mark the chain 2 space. And similarly complete the next 2 edges as well. Okay, once you're done with the last single crochet and you get to a corner, you have to slip stitch into the corner. So put your hook through the chain 2 space, pull up a loop and pull through the loop on your hook. Okay, that completes your first row of the border. Now let's go on to the second row. The second row is going to be similar to the first row. Since you are at a corner, you need to do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the same space, that's the chain 2 space from the border of the previous row, and a single crochet in every stitch after that. Do the same thing for all 4 sides. Just remember that when you hit a corner, you need to do single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Okay, once you're at the last stitch, of course the same thing that you did in the last row, you got to slip stitch into the chain 2 corner just like that. Pull your yarn out and you're done with the border. Okay, so just cut off this yarn and put a knot to secure your stitches, and you're done with the border, all you need to do is weave in this end and you'll be done with your block. Okay, that's how your block will look once your border is done. You see that the edges are sharp because of the single crochet chain to single crochet, and your block looks pretty good. The only thing to take care out here is the number of stitches that you have got along each of the edge should be the same for every block that you make, and that is because once you are done with all the blocks, you want to stitch them together, so you need them to align perfectly, and that's only gonna happen if you have the same number of stitches on every side. Alright everyone, that's it from me today. I hope this helps, and if you have any more questions or any more suggestions for me, please feel free to drop it in the comments below. I love to read your comments and I'm more than happy to help you out with your crochet projects. I'm gonna see you soon with the next pattern right here on Yarnoculous. Till then, take care and happy crocheting.